Right, so this week's is what's that?
I think it said
Alexa talking to us.
recording
Sorry.
in progress.
Good. Over to you, Alex. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Morning, everyone. I'm trying something a bit new today with my slides, so bear with me. Fingers crossed it all works okay. As ever, you can find the recordings of all these sessions on alexryanuk.com. Today, I wanted to try and cover off something that would benefit everyone in the room, and that's how to stay on the radar of your customers, whether you're B2B or B2C, and regardless of what you're selling. So often once you've called a lead once and maybe sent them one email, you can then kind of struggle for appropriate ways to contact them, and therefore kind of drop off their radar, maybe don't follow up for a month. So to resolve that and stay on our customers' radar, we need to implement a touch point journey. And it's really, really easy. You just need to decide on your touch points and your messaging, and then either stick to them yourself or train them into your team if you're lucky enough to have one. So touch points are what you use to remind a lead of your business or service. They are reminders of your existence, because excusing an impulse purchase, both B2C and B2B customers generally need more than one exposure to your brand to get to the point at which they actually feel comfortable purchasing. The amount of touch points is a difficult question. You can find all kinds of different things online. Some say 6 to 8, some say 7 to 12, but up to 19. It doesn't really matter, because you just need to build up your touch points until the lead converts or asks you to stop. So it doesn't matter the rough amount it takes to actually convert a lead. So there's lots of different types of touch points. These are the main ones. You've got your face-to-face, you've got email, you've got post, which we call direct, you've got social media, good old school phone call, or of course you can run adverts as well to get in front of those leads that you've already collected. And it's important to mix those up, but it's equally as important to mix up the types of messaging that you're delivering. You can't just be sales, sales, sales with every single one of these touch points. So you've got your sales and promotional messages, but you've also got your more informative messaging. So, news about the industry or your business. You've got your altruistic, everyone wants to know about your charity activities, your CSR, what you're doing to keep your staff, enthusiastic. You can have really informal touch points, just call up for, how's everything going? How was that trade show for you? Which is similar to the review messaging as well. So, how's your trading season been? Those kind of things. So mixing up your messaging and your types of touch points. So we're going to have a quick look at an example touch point journey here. I've chosen a B2B journey, but this will also work for a B2C journey with very high price points. But remember, your journey is your own. It's very different for each business. So use the variety of touch points and kind of messaging that suits your business, your product, your service. These first 7 points, which we're about to get to, spread these out over about 2 weeks. So a bit of Lord of the Rings there, beginning the journey. You're going to meet your lead at a networking event and get their details. And actually, you could get their details anywhere. They could be a web inquiry. They could be from a trade show, but you get their details. Follow up with a nice personal email. That's touch point number 2. Touch point number 3, follow up with a phone call. And that's assuming they haven't emailed you back and you've got more touch points there. But touch point 3, follow up with a phone call, ask to add them to your emailing list, get those marketing permissions, because that's going to be from then onwards a weekly, fortnightly, monthly touch point that will be automated by however often you're sending those emails. And number 4, send that first marketing email. Extend the journey next a little bit more. I got a bit carried away actually with the Lord of the Rings, but I just really like that GIF. Post them a catalog, maybe. So something postal, get into their office or into their door. And postal's great because it's on their desk. It's probably going to be more than one touch point unless they bin it. Follow them on social media, a really gentle touch point. It's just a reminder of your brand. But that's the point with these touch points. They're not all hard, fast, salesy. They're just little nudges, little getting your brand comfortable, sat in their brain. And then, of course, reverse that. Invite them to follow your business page on social media. So that's your first 7 across 2 weeks. And then here you can see how we might get up to 20 touch points, which certainly covers all the theoretical conversion rates of 7 to 12 to 19 different touch points. But don't stop there. You might reduce the regularity once you've hit 20 touch points. You know, just leave it to the automated emails, and maybe you leave them on your postal list, but you're going to stop calling and emailing perhaps the personalized email. But, you know, keep on with those low effort ones. A note on point 14 there, it's in bold, social adverts. That's what we've talked about before in this group, about advertising to your existing network, not some, you know, kind of mythical audience based on demographics, which is great for some purposes, but just to your existing network. You've got them as a lead. They're following your business page. Advertise to your existing network. It's nice and cheap, beats all the social media algorithms. And don't forget, these are just the touch points. Don't forget to mix up the messaging. Do those altruistic e-shots that don't include a sales message. Call them for a catch up and ask about how that trading season went. Or, you know, a great touch point is to send them an email and ask if they're attending an event. Even if they're not, that's a touch point. You've asked if they're attending the event. If they are, suggest grabbing a coffee. The best thing to do, keep it varied, keep it genuine, not too salesy. We're converting them organically. And there is a reason why this line is through my face, because there, you probably can't see it actually, is our radar that we are staying on of the customers. Remember, the way that you design and implement your touch point journey depends entirely on how many leads you're dealing with and the value of each lead. Low volume of high value leads, like a construction company, that's going to be treating each lead individually, personalize the touch points. A high volume of low value leads, so e-commerce, you know, a shop online, you might drop multiple leads into a bucket. So you get, you know, maybe 10 a day or 50 a week, drop them into a bucket, and then move that bucket through your touch point journey, maybe using email automation, or if you've got a really high volume, you might at one point take a bucket of leads and send them out to a telemarketing company. The point is, get a process, keep it varied, both in method and in message, and keep going till they politely ask you to leave them alone. That's everything. Thank you very much. Alex Ryan, Marketing 101. Any questions? Back to the room.
Oh, we got one. We've got a question.
Okay.
Shout it out and I'll repeat it. When you get their permission, it's Katie. No, you didn't hear that, did you?
No, not at all.
No. But what Katie's asking is, do we need their permission to send them an email? Because I guess that's data protection, is it?
Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't really get too far into GDPR, but my personal opinion is that if someone has given you their contact details knowingly, then you have the right to contact them. If they are an existing client or an ex-client, maybe up to 2 years you haven't done business with them, I think you have due course. I think you're probably allowed to email them. If you are concerned about it, read up on it, ask someone for legal advice on GDPR. But generally speaking, if it's a business contact, a business lead that has knowingly given you their details, then you've got every right to add them to your list, send them an email with an unsubscribe button. That's the key. Make sure they have the option to unsubscribe.
You've got a microphone there now, haven't you?
It's a bit late.
Yeah, well, that's us all over, isn't it? Any other questions? Any questions? Any Zoomer questions? You're too good, mate. You're very good, aren't you? Thank you, Alex.
Very kind.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.
It's very professional. You bring us up to a different level, you do, sitting there in your office. You've got to get back to reality now. Jim's got something to say. But thank you very much, Alex. Thank you. They're from 101.